Chapter 134, Sword Duel, Immovable Rakshasa Body, The First Birth. The war on the ascending immortal platform was about to begin. Whoosh! With no warning, Liu Chengfeng abruptly took a step forward. The magic power circulated, entered his legs' meridians with an astonishingly fast speed. Before the crowd beneath the stage could react, the double swords held by Liu Chengfeng had already pierced through Han Ye's body. However, Han Ye's body gradually faded and finally disappeared completely. It turned out that he had stabbed Han Ye's phantom, not his real body. Upon realizing his strike was empty, Liu Chengfeng immediately switched tactics, slashing upwards. Bang! The two where swords collided, they sent out sparks while ripples of magic power splashed around. At the same time, Han Ye's left hand formed a seal, casting the Sun Path Thunder. From the 3,000 thunder seals with red electric light striking towards Liu Chengfeng's chest. Liu Chengfeng appeared relaxed. He raised his other arm, the green-colored war sword drew an arc in the air, with the war sword at the center. His magic power churned, causing the air to vibrate slightly. Splash! From his fingertips surged magic power, giving his fingers the appearance of being coated in a green halo. The high-grade magical equipment, the war sword, transformed into a shadowy purple divine bird. Under the effect of Liu Chengfeng's magic power, and the air could be filled with chirping. The sword key fused into a purple phoenix divine bird, killing towards Han Yi. Han Yi could only maintain a defensive stance, stepping back. Until he retreated to the edge of the ascending immortal platform, his foot stepped on the platform, his arms spread out. With a candle flame hanging in the air, Han Ye's intent merged with his will. Threads of crimson sword key followed his magic power to create an air current in mid-air that parallel to the ground, then rapidly fired it out. Boom! The purple phoenix divine bird collided with the red sword key, emitting a tremendously piercing noise. Liu Chengfeng took the opportunity to step into the void, riding the wind, with his movements graceful as if a young cultivator. Stepping on the water surface, he rushed towards Han Yi at a high speed. Clearly, Liu Chengfeng's footwork was a powerful form of movement spell. His speed could crush many cultivators of the same realm. Azure Water Genki. Han Yi's body rotated rapidly, upside down, his magic power transformed into mist, rolling up the water in mid-air, forming several waves of Genki. Under the drive of Sword Ki, the waves surged towards Liu Chengfeng. Just as Liu Chengfeng was about to be swept up into the sky by the waves, he suddenly stopped, turned around abruptly, and crashed his sword down, muttering the word break. Boom! A purple sword key, more than 10 meters long, broke the waves and slashed towards Han Yi. The powerful destructive purple phoenix startled swan sword key was astonishing. With a tiptoe on the water surface, Han Yi, like a flying dragon, soared more than 30 meters high, and landed lightly on the top of a pine tree at the edge of the ascending immortal platform. Stepping on the leaves, his body did not fall. Liu Chengfeng is indeed the representative disciple of Ziwei Peak. If not for Chu Shanyu, he would have been the leader in swordsmanship in Dragon Sparrow sect across the years. He is a genius who could defeat opponents across different realms, and now he is a fully established cultivator. Whether it be the refinement of magic power, the strength of his physique, or the subtleties of divine power, he is much stronger than I am. Han Yi thought silently. In other words, Liu Chengfeng was a genius who could cross realms, and his realm was now 2 small realms higher than his own. If he wanted to defeat him, he would need some stronger tactics. If he still considered his opponent as an ordinary fully established cultivator, then he would be making a huge mistake. I originally thought my brother would have an absolute advantage. Defeat Han Yi within a few moves, but did not expect a stalemate to emerge. Liu Linqi in the audience looked at the back and forth battle between the two sides, her eyes sparkling. She had once lost to Han Yi and was initially unwilling to accept the defeat. But after seeing Han Ye's battle with Liu Chengfeng, she completely conceded defeat. Han Ye's progress was too significant. Today's her was even less likely to be Han Ye's opponent. No matter how she chased, it made no difference. Of course, many unaware disciples of Ziwei Peak were confused. How can Han Yi be this strong? Liu Chengfeng has comprehended sword intent and his understanding of swordsmanship has been thorough. With 2 flying swords and a fully developed purple phoenix sword ki, he doesn't seem to be able to deal with Han Yi. Liu Lingqi let out a cold smile. Can't you see that Han Yi's swordsmanship has also almost reached perfection? He has a good grasp on the use of sword ki, he only lacks sword intent and specific sword moves. What? Some mediciples were quite shocked. For Han Yi, a body cultivator and only at the establishment stage. To be able to practice swordsmanship to this degree, such talent was too unimaginable, wasn't it? This guy always going to Z-Way Peak, it's all for swordsmanship training. What's unusual is he actually succeeded. Is it really possible for someone to juggle body training and sword training to the extreme? How much true strength is he still hiding? Sister Shen Yuxiang in the audience seats has her apricot eyes wide open, overwhelmed with an urge to force out all Han Yi's strength herself. With Liu Chengfeng's strength, he should be able to force out his real strength. Shen Yuxiang corners of the mouth rise slightly, revealing a row of white teeth. On the ascending immortal platform. It's time to end this. Liu Chengfeng stood calmly on the water's surface, his green robe even greener than the nearby mountains. The long hair atop his head fluttered without wind. Even when he stood still, invisible sword ki emerged from his body, making a whoosh sound. If anyone dared come within 5 steps of him, they would undoubtedly be torn to shreds by the invisible sword ki. This was sword heart clarity. Han Yi silently mused. Wielding a sword as if his arm and fingers, the sword moving with his heart, the unity of man and sword, if it wasn't for attribute picking. Relying solely on swordsmanship, he would certainly not be a match for Liu Chengfeng. But he had other cards to play. Just as Han Yi was about to be defeated under Liu Chengfeng's dual swords, suddenly, a dominating mysterious power emerged from Han Yi's sea of consciousness. Streams of crimson golden blood gushed out from his body, forming a dense gold cloud. Roar! A dull roar from a distant forbidden area echoed from the blood mist. Then Han Yi's back was seen, streams of blood ki entwining each other, presenting a golden shadow of 3 heads and 6 arms. The golden shadow stood titanically over tens of meters tall, with physical wings, antiquated ink armor, and intricate ancient patterns. Nails, eyes, skin, all gradually appeared, outlines clearly visible. Immovable Rakshasa body. This was the first time Han Yi deployed this divine power to officially confront the enemy. The shadow of the immovable Rakshasa towered massively, like a mountain, propping up the heaven and earth, reaching the zenith of mysticism. Under the empowerment of the bloodline power, Han Yi's physical strength increased once again. Bang! At the last moment, Han Yi blocked Liu Chengfeng's peerlessly brilliant sword. Using physical strength, Han Yi began a desperate counterattack. Pure Yang Zuan Huang Fist. Han Yi, as if merged with the immovable Rakshasa, brandished his war sword. Stepping on footwork, displaying 9 human shadows in a row. Golden light as fist imprints rained down from the sky. His body filled with sword intent, Liu Chengfeng initiated the strongest move of his purple phoenix startling swan sword ki. Around his body emerged a gigantic sword ki whirlpool, forming a fierce purple sword wind. Purple Phoenix final coming. Boom! Both swords clashed again, causing a deafening collision. The distant young geniuses couldn't see Han Yi and Liu Chengfeng's forms. Only a colossal golden shadow and a purple divine phoenix fiercely colliding once. A wave after another formed on the ascending immortal platform. Only when the tumultuous waves subsided did the people see a figure standing in the center, his posture straightened and upright. Only then did the people below realize the battle had ended. An imposing 3-headed 6-armed Rakshasa gradually dispersed, Han Yi uninjured, his eyes burning towards the ground. Liu Chengfeng clutched at his chest, blood gushing out, laying on the ground, casting complicated eyes at Han Yi. No one expected the outcome to be this, that Han Yi would ultimately win. The champion has been born.